Number 10. The Love Yourself album series. In 2018, BTS released one of the most meaningful bodies of work in their entire discography, the Love Yourself series, comprising Her, Tear, and Answer. More than a commercial endeavor, these albums were a deeply intentional message to a generation struggling with self-worth, mental health, and the pressure to conform. At a time when those conversations were still largely stigmatized, BTS stepped forward without hesitation. Through layered production and unflinchingly honest lyrics, they told listeners around the world that loving yourself isn't weakness. It's everything. The response was overwhelming. Fans credited the series with genuinely changing their lives. That's the kind of impact that transcends chart positions entirely. Number 9. The MAMA 2019 Dionysus performance. If you were to ask any devoted ARMY to name the single greatest BTS performance ever staged, a significant number would point to one night in 2019. At the Mnet Asian Music Awards, one of the most prestigious music awards ceremonies in South Korea, BTS delivered a set for the ages. They performed several songs throughout the evening, each one landing with full force. But nothing, and we mean nothing, prepared the audience for Dionysus. A thunderous, relentless banger about the intoxicating power of art itself, the performance was an all-out spectacle of choreography, energy, and sheer athleticism. It left fans shaking and casual viewers converted on the spot. Years later, it remains the gold standard for what a live K-pop performance can be. Number 8. BTS takes over the BBMAs. By 2018, BTS had already been making waves across the globe, but nothing quite prepared the music world for what happened at that year's Billboard Music Awards. When host Kelly Clarkson turned to the crowd and asked, "Are there any BTS fans here?" the arena absolutely erupted. Fellow artists seated throughout the venue looked around in genuine disbelief, struggling to make sense of the wall sound coming from every direction. In that single electric moment, BTS didn't just attend the BBMAs, they owned them. It was a vivid, undeniable reminder that this group had built something rare, a fan base without borders, without limits, and clearly without any shortage of lung power. Number 7. Their first number 1 on the Hot 100. 2020, by most measures, a year the world would rather forget. But BTS gave us at least one reason to celebrate. Their first fully English-language single, Dynamite, arrived like a burst of color in the middle of an otherwise bleak stretch of time. And the world couldn't get enough of it. Infectious, joyful, and impeccably crafted, the song became a genuine global phenomenon almost overnight. It climbed to the very top of Billboard's Hot 100, making BTS the first Korean act in history to claim that summit. Number 6. 7 consecutive MAMA Artist of the Year awards. Among K-pop fans, few honors carry more weight than the MAMA Artist of the Year award. It's the ultimate recognition of an act's cultural dominance, and BTS has claimed it not once, not twice, but 7 consecutive times from 2016 all the way through 2022. To put that in perspective, the run began the same year they took home Album of the Year for The Most Beautiful Moment in Life, Young Forever, one of the most celebrated records in Korean music history. What followed was a streak of dominance so consistent, it began to feel almost inevitable. Almost. Number 5. Most awarded artist in South Korean history. Numbers tell stories, and the numbers surrounding BTS tell one of the most extraordinary stories in modern music. Over the course of their 11 years together, BTS has accumulated 67 major awards, a total that makes them the most decorated South Korean musical act in history. That record encompasses everything, from small but meaningful early wins to the kind of high-profile accolades that dominate headlines worldwide. Each one represents not just talent, but sustained excellence across an entire career. Many artists peak and plateau, but BTS has simply kept climbing. Number 4. Dynamite surpasses 1.9 billion views. We've already established what Dynamite did on the charts, but the music video told its own jaw-dropping story. As views continued to pour in from every corner of the globe, the clip quietly made its way into record books once again, becoming the first music video by a Korean boy group to surpass 1.9 billion views on YouTube. That figure isn't just a testament to BTS's popularity. It's a reflection of how deeply Dynamite connected with audiences who returned to it again and again during one of the most difficult periods in recent memory. Sometimes a song arrives at exactly the right moment. This was that song, and those numbers prove it. Number 3. The United Nations speech. One of the most defining qualities of BTS has always been their willingness to stand up and say something that matters. In 2018, that willingness brought them to one of the most prominent stages on Earth. Partnering with UNICEF to promote Generation Unlimited, a global initiative aimed at expanding education and vocational opportunities for young people. BTS became the first K-pop group ever to address the United Nations General Assembly. Leader RM spoke with grace, vulnerability, and clarity, delivering remarks that resonated far beyond any fandom. It was a reminder that BTS has never been content to simply entertain. They set out to connect, to uplift, and to make a difference. And at the UN, in front of the entire world, they did exactly that. Number 2. Granted diplomatic passports. In September of 2021, BTS received an honor almost without precedent in the world of entertainment. South Korean President Moon Jae-in granted each member of the group a diplomatic passport, a distinction typically reserved for government officials and dignitaries representing the nation on the world stage. The decision was a formal acknowledgement of something fans had long understood. BTS isn't merely a cultural export, they are genuine ambassadors for South Korea, shaping the world's perception of the country in ways that go far beyond music. Before we reveal our top pick, here are a few honorable mentions. Their debut on M Countdown, Every Legend Has a Beginning. This one started here. Run BTS. Their self-produced variety show gave fans an unfiltered look at the group's genuine friendship and humor, and it's been beloved for years. Permission to Dance at the UN. A full-circle moment returning to the United Nations, this time with a live performance that stopped the world. Number 1. Their first Grammy nomination. 63rd Annual Grammy Awards. BTS has never shied away from dreaming big. From the very beginning, they set their sights on heights that seemed impossibly far away. And then, one by one, they reached them. But perhaps no moment felt quite as validating as this one. In 2021, their global smash hit Dynamite earned BTS their first ever Grammy nomination in the category of Best Pop Duo Group Performance. With that single announcement, they made history as the first K-pop group ever nominated for a Grammy Award. Unable to attend the ceremony in person, they staged a breathtaking rooftop performance above the glittering Seoul skyline, a moment that somehow felt both intimate and enormous all at once. They didn't take home the trophy that night, but what they did take home was something no award can fully capture, proof that the barriers they'd spent years pushing against had finally given way. The Bangtan Boys didn't just knock on the door of the music industry's high stage, they kicked it clean off its hinges. So, what does it actually take to become a global phenomenon? Not just fame, not just success, but the kind of force that reshapes an entire industry, rewrites the rulebook, and leaves the world permanently changed in its wake. For most artists, the answer is simple. It doesn't happen. The music industry is brutal, the odds are staggering, and the climb from obscurity to genuine greatness is a road most never finish. But then, there is BTS. 7 young men from South Korea who, against every reasonable expectation, didn't just break through, they broke everything. Language barriers? Gone. Geographic limits? Irrelevant. Cultural boundaries that had kept K-pop on the fringes of Western mainstream music for decades? Demolished. Piece by piece, stage by stage, album by album, BTS built something the world had never quite seen before. A movement. A community. A phenomenon so vast and so passionate that it stopped being about music alone and started being about something much deeper. Identity, belonging, self-love, and the radical idea that 7 boys from Bangtan could matter everywhere and to everyone.